Hello everybody, welcome back to my Mon review series. Today I am going over the Primeape. Now, Primeape is one that's kind of near and dear to my heart because I've caught a Berry Finding S Help Speed M Shiny Primeape, so I've gotten quite a bit of usage out of mine. However, it's not really the best at anything in particular, and I'll be going over why that is today. Now, as you can see here, it's got the fighting typing, it's got the dozing sleep style, sleep type, which is not actually standard for fighting types. Typically speaking, the fighting type we expect to see in the slumbering category. I think they put the Primeape into dozing just because it's supposed to be like it's overcome with anger, so it can't sleep well. I think that's my personal headcanon behind why it's dozing instead of slumbering like most fighting types, but oh well. It's got the berry specialty. It is the berry specialist for fighting types. There's only one. It's the Primeape. And it's got the Charge Strength S variable main skill. Now this one's more valuable than the fixed variable, or fixed value. And it's also got the 2.4% skill trigger rate. Kind of an interesting little addition. A little extra strength. It's not amazing. It's a berry specialist. This isn't really what you're coming here for. It can be strong without this. Now, it's got a nice even number for its ingredient rate of 1 in 5. 1 in 5 helps will be an ingredient proc. That's kind of mid for berry specialists. It's not like on the lower end, it's not really on the higher end. So it's kind of not really notable. It's got 17 inventory, which is going to be 22 after evolution, if you do choose to evolve it and don't catch it as a Primeape, which you can do that with berry specialists. Now, its speed here is kind of middling speed as well. If you know anything about the ingredient specialist, most of them have this 46 minutes and 40 seconds. Pretty much a lot of ingredient specialists have this, and a lot of Pokemon, fully evolved Pokemon in the game have this speed. So, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. Overall, cherry berries, the berry that Primeape has, is kind of, I forget what their value is. Their base value is 27, which is the same as the fire berry, which is considered one of the strongest in the game on the Typhlosion. So it's not, I consider the Lepa berry and the cherry berry to be kind of the middle of the road berry options. The reason why the Typhlosion does so much better is because of its speed. Now, where the Primeape's ingredient list is sausage at base, which sausage is kind of a troll ingredient. There aren't too many dishes that take sausage, and when they do, they take an absurd amount of them, usually speaking. So you don't really care much about the sausage. It's an berry specialist, so this really isn't what will make or break the Pokemon, but it's also got mushrooms at level 30 and at level 60 as the B ingredient. Now, this B proc is really, really sad. Mushrooms got a value of 167, and sausage has a value of 103. Typically speaking, when you're using the ingredients on a berry specialist, you're using them as filler ingredients in the pot. So you really are losing a lot of value if you have this one mushroom. But you're really not looking for the ingredients, so if it has the one mushroom, it can still be great. Mine's got the one mushroom, and it's alright. So, because it's just got that berry finding S and help speed M that make it great, despite things like this. Now, the honey, unfortunately, the honey also doesn't really synergize with either of these as well at level 60. As you can see, I don't think there's a single meal that takes honey and mushroom, or honey and sausage. I don't even know if there's one that takes sausage and mushroom, to be honest. Oh, I guess there's ninja curry. If you get a really good Primeape, and it happens to produce enough mushrooms, then sure, I guess you could kind of use this to supplement in the ninja curry. But it's not going to be producing that much. It's a berry specialist, first and foremost. So, while these are things to consider, it's not something that decides what you do with a Primeape or what Primeape you want to invest into. Now, the Primeape can be found at any of the islands except for Top, apparently. I actually don't know. Is the Mankey at the same... The Mankey's at the same island, so pretty much as long as you're not going to Top, you will find these guys, both of them, if you want to get the candy for them. They evolve rather easily, level 21, 40 candies. That's relatively simple. However, the big thing about the Primeape is while it is at one of the best islands, Lapis Lakeside, Lapis Lakeside is the place for it to stand and shine, as it has favored berry for Lapis Lakeside. The big problem with the Primeape is that it's always going to be outclassed as of right now. If you check here, I've plugged in just a base Primeape and a base Meganium, estimated for Lapis Lakeside. And if you look, the Primeape is quite a bit outproduced by the Meganium. So there's pretty much no reason why you'd want the Primeape over the Meganium, especially since it has worse ingredients than the Meganium does. It's got worse ingredient production in general. Like, it procs the skill more often. It's a slower speed, but it's a much stronger berry. So there's just a lot going to take the Meganium over the Primeape in current state. The only time you'd ever choose to run the Primeape in the current game state is if you roll Cherry Berry on Greengrass Island, which is few and far between. Even if you assume you're going to Lapis or Greengrass Island only one of 6 weeks, now that we're going to be getting a new island, that's 1 in 6 weeks while you're at Greengrass Island, you will get the Cherry Berry, because there's 3 berries, 18 types, so roughly 1 in 6 times you go there, you're going to get each berry. So a sixth of the time that you go there, a sixth of the time, that's 1 in 36. That you might as well not consider it, because that's 1 in 36 weeks of the year, roughly. So, generally speaking, right now I just always recommend the Meganium over the Primeape, but the Primeape is still really strong. In fact, if you're looking for a berry specialist at Lapis, and you're not seeing the Chikoritas, if for some reason, despite getting dozing every single day, you're seeing Mankeys galore and not a Chikorita to be seen, the Primeape is a very, very, very good substitute. Better than what you'll see at the other islands to an extent. So, I wouldn't say it's a bad Pokemon. It's not the best. Go for Meganium first, but if you can't find one, sure, Mankey's right there. And that's kind of what I'd say about it. It's kind of an interesting one. Something else to be said about Primeape is that in the base games, this guy has another evolution called Annihilate. And especially with Halloween coming up just around the corner, and a new island even, that could possibly be Ghostberry, there's a possibility that Annihilate might be coming around. Now, I hope this is the case, as my shiny Primeape would be great like that. I would love to be able to evolve it again, but nothing's confirmed yet. But if it does come out and it turns out to be strong, there could be a heavy shift in what this guy's role in the meta, because he'll no longer be the one that we're targeting. He'll be the middle evolution. Anyway, that's basically all there is to be said about the Primeape, and I hope you have enjoyed.